Bedtime, Mama.
Come on, not quite yet, Becky.
It was not yet half an hour ago.
You write stuff, right, Beck?
I have?
Well, then tell me a story before bed.
What kind of a story?
Tell me a story with dragons and stuff.
I don't really write those kind of stories. Well, okay. How about a real quick one about a princess that I know? Not so long ago, a princess met a handsome young squire.
What's a squire?
He's like an assistant knight.
Oh.
They started like any couple would. First they met, and soon after he ran into her, which prompted him to ask if he may call on her. And in time, they loved one another.
Gross.
Then one day, the princess spotted her lad as he appeared on a quest of sorts. He entered an enchanted grove and began gathering wildflowers into a beautiful bouquet, while the princess watched from behind a sugar plum tree. The princess, curious about the squire's actions, sent out a magic message, casually inquiring what he was doing. He replied quickly, assuring her that he was hard at work assisting his knight. After the squire gallantly galloped away on his steed, the princess entered the grove and began to search for clues to explain his mysterious actions. Suddenly, a beautiful wood nymph appeared and asked if the princess might need any help. The princess replied, "Did that young squire mention for what purpose he intended the flowers?" The nymph replied, "Oh yes, my lady. He said he was picking them for a woman who was very dear to his heart." Upon hearing this, the princess was delighted. The princess returned to her castle, anxious to see her beloved. She waited and waited, but the young squire never showed up. Eventually, the princess decided to call upon a mutual friend of the squire and herself, a local Viking lord, to unburden her thoughts.
Hey, there are no Vikings then.
Of course there were. The Viking lord proclaimed that there was to be a special event that very evening at the Surly Maiden. The princess made up her mind to go and speak to the squire, as these events were mighty suspicious. Not knowing what dangers await, she sought a local alchemist to provide her with potions for strength and confidence. Finally, as the princess came upon the inn, she heard the voice of her beloved. She hid at the side of the building, getting ready to surprise him. But just then, the princess noticed a second voice. A female voice! What other maiden could this be? She wondered as her heart raced. She watched from the shadows as the two embraced, and the princess instantly recognized the maiden to be the squire's dear sister. Of course, she thought. Today is the anniversary of her birth. What a fool I have been! Much to her delight, upon seeing the princess, he presents her with the wildflowers he picked her earlier. They married a short time after, and lived contentedly ever after.
That story was about you, right, Beck?
No, I'm sorry, Emma. That's better than what happened to me.
If you're so kind.